What's up, guys? It's been quite a while. Today we're gonna have a look at Bitcoin, and we can look from the weekend range that I gave here. This orange box, I gave it in the Discord, so I hope at least a few of you guys got it. I said if we got a 4-hour close above or below, we could take a long or a short, depending on if we got the close above. We got the close above. We even got the retest, and now we're gonna get going. I think we're gonna go all the way up to the 786, but of course there will be resistance along the way, especially if you're going into lower time frames. You can see right here, 1 second. If I take this tool right here, you see this one, I would call a rejection area. It's a key rejection zone for me. But also if you go to the other time frames, you should be able to find a lot of confluence in this area, especially up here actually. This looks very like a bearish order block, more or less. I don't know if you can actually call this a bearish order block, to be honest, but all of this is a rejection zone for me. So what I'm watching for as we speak, I think we're gonna get maybe something like a push up here, and then we could actually revisit all the way down to 62, 65. 62, 200 or 61, 200. Somewhere in that region, I could see us heading along. As long as we don't close the daily, I would like us not to have daily closes below the daily 50 as well. So this is more or less just the simple thoughts on Bitcoin as of right now. I think we're going to keep squeezing, but I would suggest taking some profits along the way. To make it the easiest way, I just pull the fib from the high to the low. This way I just, if you want to see TP areas, you just mark out all these. Every single fib you touch, you can take like, I don't know, 10, 15%, increase it the higher you go. So let's say here you take 10%. Next time you take 20, then you take 50, and then you take the rest here. Or if you want to be a little bit more greedy, just like I do, I'm gonna do like this. I'm not gonna take profits before I hit in this area. The reason for it is I think we're gonna test this one. Then come Monday, Tuesday, one of those Tuesdays is gonna touch it, go a little bit down, and then break it. I don't think we're gonna just head straight down from this one. I mean, we could. So that's why I say, if you want to play it safe, take some profits. If we take this area around the 66k down to all the way up to 66,700, I think we should look for a short. It's just more or less my opinion for Bitcoin. I don't think that's much else to it. Ever since we started trading this daily bullish divergence, you see here, we have a, what's called a higher low on the RSI, but a lower low in the price. A fairly easy daily bullish divergence. I would like us to send us all the way up to test this one. The daily, I think it's the daily 200. Yeah, the daily 200. I think that one would be a good one. Also, if we could get it to somehow align with this one. I think all of this region, if you give me 1 second here. All of this region from here. Something like this. This looks like a rejection zone for me. We had this, we went above it. If we could hold above it from here, we could go higher, but since we broke below it, now we're just looking for a retest of the underside. I even think if you actually were to draw, no, the trend is not going to work. So never mind the trend, but you get the overall idea of Bitcoin. I think we should move on to Ethereum. Ethereum for me is fairly simple. I would like us to retest, because I wouldn't mind us going down to retest the daily 50 one more time. You can see we tested it here. I think we could retest it one more time before we actually go up. Again, another reason to why I think this could be very likely. We actually never retested this one, not this candle, this one. I used the 4-hour supply zones and demand zones. This one for me is a 4-hour demand zone. Reason for I'm calling this a 4-hour demand zone, you can see the price reacted to this region with a very sharp, rapid increase to the upside. But from here, we actually never retested it. So what I would like to see is a retest of this one, and then we go up to, let's just say, between the 618 at 2050 all the way up to 2150. I don't think we go above the daily 50, to be honest. The daily 200, sorry. Yes, the daily 200. I don't think we're gonna go above it at any point. I just don't see it happening. Not yet, not as yet. We might go up here, then we're gonna retest lower levels. Like, I'm not quite sure yet, but I think that will be a video for another time. Yeah, let's keep it simple today. So you have my two regions. The green box here, it's gonna be a long zone. So anytime we get into this area, I would like look for a long. If we go up here, I would look for a short. That's just my overall thought. We could squeeze all the way up here, but I just like this one because it's a 4 hour, again, demand zone, supply zone in this case. Plus it's a 618. There's a high chance we reject from it. Also, if we push up here without having the RSI increasing a lot, we're gonna get a lower high on the RSI. So this way we could print a bearish divergence from here and all the way up. Just like we got a small bearish divergence from here to here. You see, it goes a little bit up on the price, it goes a little bit low on the RSI. So that's just my 2 cents. I even think if we are lucky enough, the fib, if I pull it from here, let's just say to this high, we take the more local fibs. Yeah, you see, we got something in the region. 382 at 170.75. I personally still would like 170.50-ish, the bottom of this zone here. What tends to happen with the supply and demand zones, if you have a fair value gap, now we don't have a clean one. I can show you maybe on another token. 1 second, give me 1 second here. I think ADA might have it. No, WLD maybe. Yeah, I think WLD is probably no. Where the fuck did I find it? I saw it somewhere. Ah, here, this one. The daily on ADA is very clear to me. You have a big fair value gap and you have a big demand zone right here. So I think anytime we tap into this area, I think we're gonna get a bounce from it. So this is my ideal setup. Fair value gap right above the support, what's called demand or supply zone. So in this case, this one is very attractive to me. If we can get down here to retest, I think we're gonna send it. So now you get more or less the same idea here. You actually, now I went to the daily, I can actually even see we got the 50% of a fair value gap, which I wouldn't mind us testing at all. It would be actually fairly great to just retest the fair value gap. But on the 4 hour, we don't have anything to confluence it as other than we have the daily 50, we have the 382, and then we have the demand zone. So I think that's more or less to watch for Ethereum. Solana, again, very easy. I got an auto block down here on the 4 hour. I got an auto block above us. So what I'm thinking is we're gonna push into this one, then we're gonna get a drop. The reason I think we're gonna get a drop, I don't think Solana is strong enough to just hold here. Of course, I can be wrong. If we push above like this, we might get something different, something like this. But I prefer the other scenario, where we go down to drop below it first. Oh, sorry, one more time. So retest, fall down, and then we can go all the way up here to the daily 50, daily 200, sorry. I keep messing up because I should probably change the color because it's more or less the same. So this is, again, just my thought for Solana. I already showed you guys what I got for ADA. The only thing that I could see being different from ADA, if we actually just hold from here, the reason why I'm having doubts is because we kind of broke below the trend, unless we just made a new one. I can't be certain of this at any point, but what I would say is I could also draw one here, like so. And this would more or less align with just one more dip in here to this fair value gap somewhere, and then we could push up. So we might just hold above. I would say look for the daily close, because we had one daily close below it actually. So if we get another daily close below, I think there's a high likelihood we go here before we actually go up. So again, daily zones on ADA to watch is 0.5 170, just to call it an even number. Yeah, it's actually 10164. And to the top side, I got two areas actually. The reason for this one, I don't think we push all the way up here to the 786. I think this one is going to grind down a little bit more. So I think this supply zone is actually better, because the 618 is just too low for me. You see, we don't have much confluence. We have this one we could wig into, but I would personally like to see us touch this one. So for me, I would rather see us wig above, but never close up here, just a wig. So whatever region we hit first, it's going to be a good opportunity. Let's just say this, we have a 6% stop loss here, and we go down to the bottom side, we got a 40% move. If we get it from the bottom to the upside, again, it's a 63% move here. I would just put my stop loss below. So no matter which one direction you decide, it's going to be a 1 to 10 ratio. So you're risking 1, you can make 10 times. So let's say you put in $100, you can maximum lose 500. No, sorry, excuse me, that's bullshit what I'm saying. You can maximum lose 100, but you can gain up to 10 times, so $1,000. But yeah, that's I think that's going to be a video for another time. We can talk about risk management, we can talk about the strategy of the 4-hour supply and demand zone, but this is more or less my idea for now. Then I had WLD. I know, again, I gave this one in the group. I like the 786 we got right here. We got a daily demand zone, sorry, not demand zone, auto block right here. We almost perfectly tapped the 50%. We never closed below the 786. For me, this is a high likelihood that we either gonna see a push into this one and then reject. Yeah, don't mind that arrow, but if we don't reject, we might do something like here, reject, and then push up. We could reject from the daily 50, but we could also push all the way up here. I personally would like just to get the 0.45, no matter what, from here. That's a 28% move. I even gave the call from, I think, 3.350, so something like here. That's a 30% move. If we got just to here, it's still a 15% gain. So if you took it with a 10%, you got 150% profit. And the stop loss was fairly simple. I had it 31, I think. So let's just say from where I gave the entry, you had a 5% risk. So again, fairly simple. Yeah, not much else to it. Any other token that we should take a look at? We could, for the sake of it, let's just clean this one up. I mean, this one reminds me of AVAX. I would need to see some sort of close above. I mean, we kind of tried, but failed. So if we get the daily close above here, we might actually can call this a breakout. I would like us to close above the daily 50 though. If you close below it, I don't think it matters at all. Then I think this is invalid. AVAX, I got just a simple idea. No matter which direction we get the daily close, if we get it above, we could look for a squeeze above. Ideally, we would like to close above right here with a candle close above. If we get a candle close above 6.97, I think we should be in the clear to move all the way up here. So along from here to this one is 28%. I think the stop loss, again, quite simple. Keep it a little bit low. So there's actually a 10% stop loss. So we should probably look for shorter time frames for the entry, but you get the overall idea. I just think we're gonna retest here, and then I think we're gonna pop and go, more or less. I would like to test the daily 50 because we never tested it as of now. If we could get the retest before we go, that would be ideal. So retest, pop, go down to retest again. And when I say retest, I would like to retest just the top part of here or the top part of here. So something like the upper candles right here, like this area. I hope it makes sense for you guys. Yeah, I don't have much else. I have Tau. I'm personally in the long from lower because I saw 4 hour No, 2 hour, I think. No, I don't remember exactly what I saw, to be honest now. Yeah, I'm more or less just full of shit now because I can't actually remember what I saw. I probably have it on my extra. No? Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I can't exactly remember what I saw. I just... yeah, this, yeah, okay, that's why. I saw this for our bullish divergence. You see here, we have the low from here. This one is actually a lower low, but on the price, if you do the same here, it's a higher low. That's why I actually took the long. I'm aiming to get to 13. That's my target. If I'm very lucky, I can get up here, but I doubt it. I don't think we're gonna push through here. I'm quite skeptical, to be honest. The only thing that could make sense to me for us to go all the way up there is the fact that whenever you look here, you can see we have this trend. Let me just redraw it because this is actually very shitty drawn. But yeah, we could retest it, but I don't find it very likely. I like this one right here again, the supply zone, but this one, it looks like a bigger rejection zone, to be honest. You have all this chop, so actually, in my opinion, all of this is a rejection area, and it's actually a big rejection area. It's like 4%, but if you can get the short, let's just say to 175, you get a 15% move. We might not go lower. I should say that as well, because yeah, there's a high likelihood we don't drop lower, but there's also a good chance we just retest this one, because again, just as I said, you never actually had a retest of this supply zone. Actually, this one is the better demand zone, I should say, not supply zone. This one. You can also see how we reacted the moment we touched it. We went up 50% again. That's actually nuts. So even if you took it with the normal, you would have a 10%, so 1-to-5 ratio. Yeah. I hope it makes sense to you guys. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. Anything else I should look at? I have Say's. Oh, I forgot to clean this one up, I can see. Say is for me just a simple one, but I think it's probably gonna do the same now. We can get a higher low on the RSI. So if Say don't drop any lower, we're gonna get a bullish divergence print on the daily. So we got the low and the lower high. Lower low. Then we go to the RSI. Let's just make it a little bit larger for you guys. You have the low and a lower high, a higher low. Sorry. I hope it makes sense. So this, for me, could be the trigger that's going to send us, let's just say, to something like here. Then we might retest and we might go all the way up here. Again, then we have, again, another supply zone. This is just on the daily, of course, but all of this here is a daily supply zone. And probably if we go to the lower time frames, there would probably be, yeah, I was about to say, you actually have this one, which I like more. If we just make this one fit. Now you see, it fits the 4 hour. This one, for me, is a bigger rejection. I mean, this one is actually the best rejection, but this one could be an ideal rejection. We might push through, retest here, drop a little bit lower, and then we could squeeze to test this one instead. So just to give another idea, so let's say we hold this area, we retest, something short-term rejection, we pop above, we reject again, we retest all of this area here, so something like that, pop into this area, and then maybe we drop a little bit lower before we actually go, so something like this. Then you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you would most likely get an ABC from here. So something like 1, 2, 3, or ABC, depending on how you wanted to call it. I hope, again, I'm just trying to make it as simple as possible, and also I cannot predict anything at all. This is just my ideas. If I'm being totally honest with you guys, at the moment, whenever I'm trading, I'm actually trading quite a lot of short terms. So let's just say I go to the 1 hour. I would start off by removing this one a little bit. Then I would look for order blocks or anything else that could be a change of state delivery. If you want something to make it easy for you, you can get this one, SMC structures. You see, this makes it quite easy. You see every time you get a break of structure, you see every time you get a change of character. For me, the blue ones is the bullish, and the green one is bullish, the red one is bearish, and again, purple one is bearish. I use these quite a lot. You see these blue lines? I know this is where we need to break on the 1 hour to actually get another change of state delivery. So for me, the next big areas here. You can also, of course, argue on the 15 minutes if you want to go to the lower time frames. You will see if you break above here, you have one. If you break below here, you have one. I know you can, of course, you can do this in another way. You can just start looking higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And then whenever you get the lower high and the higher low, lower low, sorry, then you know you're also changing state of delivery. So just like you see here, if I go to the 1 hour, you see here, this is the low. We go up here and we actually break above, just like here. You see we break above, and we retest the lower high, and then we make a new high by going above previous. After we went above, then we just, starting actually to reject. And this was more or less expected. You have, again, just as I mentioned the other time, demand zone. This is the wrong tool. Sorry, supply zone. I'm not too used to talking, to be honest, as when I'm speaking alone. So it's still new to me. But yeah, you see, we had the big rejection zone here to expect a rejection. I usually use the last 4 hour candle before the move started to go very bad. You could actually argue all of this one if you wanted to, but I like them to be like this one is a good one for me on the 4 hour. This one is actually, you actually see we retested it, so this would be a perfect demand zone. And the reason for it is, again, you have a fair value gap. You see this one coming down to retest, so aggressive move up, retest, and not aggressive move up. Usually I target the previous aggressive move up. So from here, I would only target here. So here, by here, I should be out 75%, and then the rest is just running till I find another, as I showed you before, supply zone. If I don't find a supply zone, of course, I can use other confluence like fair value gaps. You can use order blocks, you can use Fibonacci's, you can use whatever fits you. I don't know exactly how you're trading, but I think the easiest way to get to be a profitable trader, I think we should start going into being a 4 hour just to use some swing trading. I think swing trading is in general easier. I know there's a higher likelihood that you would get a few trades wrong, but you don't need to have as many right trades to be profitable. But yeah, that's a chat for another time. Let's keep it like this today. Fairly simple. I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you got any feedback, please let me know. That's it. See you guys.